Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name's Jamie Mordaunt. Today we're going to talk about the top 3 index funds that you should invest into. But I'm not talking about short term, I'm not talking about 6 months, a year, I'm talking about for the next 10, 15, 20 years. This is the investing for lazy people to make sure that you're sitting on a nice big fat retirement fund. Now, first of all, you need to know what is an index fund. And the best way that I can explain it is something that's close to my heart, and that's whiskey. Now, say you've got $10,000 and you go out there and you buy yourself a bottle of Macallan 40 whiskey. It's going to cost you $10,000 and a lot more actually. But you bought one bottle. And then you come home, you knock it over, you smash it, you break it, and suddenly your investment's completely gone down the toilet and you've got nothing left, okay? That's investing into a stock or into Apple or one business. It's risky. So what else can you do? Well, you invest into an index fund. An index fund is like going into 100 different whiskies or 200 whiskies. Suddenly you've got 200 bottles at home, and if you break one, it doesn't really matter because you've still got 199 left over sitting on the wall ready to drink. So it's your choice. Do you go into index funds or do you go into an individual fund? I've got a good balance between the two. It gives you your risk appetite. The riskier funds, small amount percentage into your portfolio, but you've got to have a larger percent on the index funds. Now, index funds are one of the most famous, obviously the S&P 500. If you've invested that, and I've told you this 1,000 times, over the last 10, 20, 30 years, you're going to be making 10% on average every year. Sounds good, doesn't it? Why? Because they're going into everything, a bit of technology, they're US based, they're going into stuff that's generally making money. Now, you're not going to hit the tops like if you went into the individual companies, but you are going to make through the medium. You're going to make yourself money. I'm a great lover of these. So here's my top 3 picks for your lifetime. And S&P 500 is just a bonus that I'll definitely go into. Now, as just mentioned, my go-to is the S&P 500. And for that, I'd use Vanguard's VOO. Now, this fund I like because it will only go into a maximum of 30% on any one particular part of the industry in the S&P 500. It covers all the bases, it covers the healthcare, the technology, the bio, everything. You name it, it's in there. It's one that I do enjoy. Now, Vanguard's VOO fund is cheap, and you know that I love cheap funds because it means you're making more money at the end of the day. Now, as I said, it does follow the S&P 500, so it means the top 10 funds are your Apples, your Tesla, your Alphabets, Amazon. They're all ones we know and we love, and I also invest into some of those companies directly. It's all about finding that balance, but I do love VOO, and I would put in a good 15% of my portfolio into this one fund. Now, my second choice is VQNX. This is a Vanguard fund that does the same as the other one. It tracks the S&P 500. But why do I like this one? Because it's a income generator. It outperforms the S&P 500. They have multiples on this. So this is a better fund for you to go into if you're a little bit younger, when you can gamble your money a little bit more. It's not one that you go into later in life when you would stick to the standard S&P or the Vanguard we spoke to previously. I do like this one, and I do have it in my portfolio, but it's a little bit more risky, so I dial this down to perhaps 7 to 10% maximum. Now, this fund holds 1,788 different companies within its portfolio. Now, because of that, it's got a lot of smaller companies, and with smaller companies, it becomes more risk, more reward. But you've got to remember that as you get older, you can't always go for all those risky business. You've got to stick to those simple, little bit lower down standard S&P 500 funds. But again, I do like this for a certain portion of your portfolio. Now, this fund was created in 1986, so it's been around for a while. And if you have a look at the charts, it's made on average 10.72% per annum. These are great returns, but they are negatives to every fund. Now, this fund is a little bit more expensive. The pricing ratio is 0.42, which is a lot more expensive than the other fund we just spoke about. But then again, you're making more money. So it's give and take. You've got to work out what's good for you, where you are in life, and how much you want to put into your investment. So let's talk about my third choice. And my third pick and my number one choice is FZROX. This is Fidelity's low-cost fund that basically invests into over 3,500 funds in the market. Yes, it's your total fund that goes into everything. Okay, so it's got the stone cold killers and it's got the ones that are just going to bore you to death, but it goes through the middle, it makes money on them all. This is my number one fund pick because it just works. It's never going to make huge amounts of money, it's never going to make your 15, 20, 30%, but it's going to carry on ticking away at about 8% per annum. It's going to line your pockets the way it should. Now, we've spoken about these index funds for a while now. I love them and I think they're completely underrated. We speak a lot about day trading, we speak a lot about going into the Toros of this world and making money day by day. Look at these sort of things, look at your index funds, look at things for the long term, think about your next generation and this is boring investing. Boring investing makes you money. Stick it away and forget about it. You don't need to look at it every single month. You don't need to look at it every single year. It's going to carry on growing. As long as the well grows, you grow with these funds, and especially with my first pick, which was FZROX. So guys, my name's Jamie Mordaunt. Please like and subscribe to my channel. And I keep on saying, let's grow this channel together. And any questions, or if you've got any funds you'd like to look at, please let me know. I've had a few people in the last few videos that have asked me a few questions, and I'm getting back to you with some good answers. So thank you for the communication. Have a good week.